Welcome to Open Your Reality, everybody. My name is Chad. And what I want to do in this video is go over some of your questions. There were questions based on some of my most recent videos, and I want to answer them because I do a Q&A. I'm that kind of guy. And I do it about once a month, maybe twice. So I figured, why not kick off May with a good old Q&A? And it's going to be interesting. Oh yeah, we've got a lot to talk about. So I'll just get into this in no particular order. This is completely random. Somebody asked me a question about Trump's uncle and said, what is Trump's uncle packing? Who is he? Trump's uncle was John Trump. And John Trump was in charge of collecting Nikola Tesla's last remaining work. So when Tesla died, he was living in a hotel in the last years of his life in New York. Penniless, by the way, when he could have been a billionaire. And that was mostly because of Thomas Edison, and Tesla was one of those special souls. Anyway, John Trump and a few others confiscated his work. We don't know what happened to it, and that is that. So let's go on to the next question. I can't even get into these. Why? Why does this happen? I can't stand phones. I'm not a big phone guy, by the way. I don't use phones that much, except for texting, and more of a computer person and a camera person. All right, next question. Chad, trying to find the video you did that showed billionaires saying the same thing. Did it get pulled? If not, can you what? Can you find it? Thanks. Yeah, I'll look for it. Like, I've been going deep down the rabbit hole. I don't know if I mentioned that, but I have. I've been looking into TikTok. I've been looking on X, Twitter. And video after video after video comes up. And it's not just mindless scrolling. I'm looking for gold nuggets. Do you understand? Gold nuggets of wisdom that I could put in here and share with you. And so sometimes I'll find myself at 2 a.m. sitting at my computer and just going through it, looking for these videos. But anyway, this is just the billionaire one. In case you missed my last video, all these billionaires were saying the same thing, just like newscasters were. There's a famous clip where all the newscasters are saying the same thing. You know what? Let me just show you. I'll play about 10 to 15 seconds so you can see what I'm talking about. Here it is.
Living in a cognitive Wild West.
Living in a cognitive Wild West.
A cognitive Wild West.
Synthetic media.
The age of synthetic media.
Synthetic media.
So there you go. You see what I'm saying? Some people claim it's AI. I don't think it's AI. It didn't look like AI. I can't say for sure it didn't look like AI to me. But if they are all reading from the same script, it would not surprise me one bit. Next question. Have you watched the trailer Disclosure Day? I have. Yes, I have watched it. Of course I have watched. Why? What kind of Open Your Reality host would I be if I did not watch Disclosure Day? Very interesting movie. It's about what you think. Disclosure. It's supposed to come out in June. Steven Spielberg movie. Acting looks good. The action looks great. I am down. I am down to watch it, even in the theaters. So why is that movie coming out now? Disclosure, according to David Wilcock, Stephen Greer, was this Disclosure supposed to happen a while ago? A few years ago? Well, they delayed it. So maybe this is just yet another way that Hollywood kind of prepares us for the real deal. But you know what I think? I think humanity is not prepared for Disclosure. The majority, I'm saying, is not prepared. Okay, we're on to our next question here. As my Google Drive just... What's the point of a phone if it doesn't work? All right, here we go. We're on to the next question. How is it that a man that clearly looks at fringe ideas, meaning myself, has medical insurance? In the wake of the COVID nonsense, and you double down on health insurance, that's wild. Well, I didn't have health insurance last year. I understand everything about it. It's super expensive. It's even more expensive this year than it was last year. This year, I am paying $900 a month for the premium. But that is if you make over a certain amount. And as we know, I am a pauper, so I am not making over that certain amount. I'm making less, so it is subsidized. I still pay out of my pocket for it. So that's the reason why I have medical insurance. Also, because it's not that I'm worried about cancer or disease or medications or things like that, because I'm my own doctor. The body heals itself if you just get out of its own way. The reason that I want health insurance is because, well, if you have an accident and you go to the hospital, it's very, very expensive. Too expensive, as a matter of fact. One trip to the hospital could be hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's insane. When I was in Thailand, mind you, it was 23, maybe make that 22 years ago. 23 years ago, back in 2003, I was there with my good friend, Jason. And he had a little motorcycle accident, went to the hospital. 5 nurses rushed over to him, put him in a wheelchair, took him off. He had a contusion of the large toe. It was nothing. But when he came out, they gave him the bill. Guess how much that bill was for an orthopedic surgeon to look at him, to take an x-ray, to give him pain medication, and to stay in the hospital basically for about a couple of hours. What do you think? It was $10. So if I'm living in Thailand, I don't have health insurance. But here in America, you can be bankrupt just by going to the hospital for a half an hour. And I did that in the past. I went to the hospital and they charged me $2,700 and they couldn't even help me. Here's another question on blue blockers. Chad, have you been watching? Well, there's another part of this question. Chad, have you been watching my lunch break? No, I have not. I've been producing a lot. I haven't been consuming much other than going down the rabbit hole like I told you. Chad, do you wear blue blockers or just turn the blue light off on your devices? That's a good question. Where are my trusty blue blockers? Well, these aren't blue blockers per se, but I wear these when I put my red light on. They're green. But the blue blockers are something like this, but they're yellow. But you know what? As it turns out, I can't find them. So, no, but I have a device on my phone. It's called Flux, and I have it on my computer, and it heavily cuts down the blue light when I'm on it. Here's another interesting question or comment. Flat Earth is not even worth mentioning. Are you perhaps working for the CIA? Well, kind viewer, thank you for your lovely comment. All right. I didn't want to have to break the news, but I am not working for the CIA, for the FBI, the NSA, the whatever alphabet soup organization you want to say. MK Ultra? Nah, nothing. I'm not on the payroll. If I was, I'd be living it up. I wouldn't be in this squalid mess of an apartment here. Just kidding. It's not that bad, but still. Can't you tell? Do I ever go anywhere? Do I get to travel? Do I even go in my car? Gas, $4.30 a gallon. Thanks, Trump. Alrighty then. And by the way, gas prices probably won't be coming down anytime soon because this Iran conflict will continue. Chad, huge question. Please help. You showed... Okay, we answered that question already. The billionaires. Somebody else wants to know about the billionaires. Hey, Chad, I think David, meaning David Wilcock, was maybe switched out years ago, like 5 or 6 years ago. Maybe. You mean like cloned, don't you? Cloned, is what you're saying here. He got new teeth. He got divorced. He started being alone, isolated. Well, all of those things don't mean you're cloned. Anybody can get implants. Anybody can get veneers. Anybody can get divorced. Anybody can be alone. Hell, I'm divorced and alone. I don't have implants, though. I have all my real teeth. I don't have any veneers. Let me just show you. See? Okay. They're not the whitest, but still, I've got my teeth. I don't believe the story being offered about how he left. Not for a second. What do you think? I don't know. If he was mind controlled, we'd never know. His family said it was him offing himself, that he was deep in financial struggle. I'm sure he was struggling with loneliness. I mean, Liz Cross said that he was schizophrenic. We don't know if that's true or not. I'm just going to say I'm going to leave that one open and leave it to you. Someone else says, can you fix the sound? Your sound, it's delayed and weird. Really? This is from a viewer, Bane528. I like your avatar. Tom Hardy made a good Bane, didn't he? I believe it was Town Party. But seriously, do you really think that this audio is messed up? Comment below. If not, let it be. Or just say, hey, it's good. Give me the thumbs up. Because let me tell you something. I work hard on my audio. Here's another good question from our good friend Lone Wolf. He's been in the comment section for a long time viewer of the channel. Okay, Chad, so let's just say everything you say is true. Well, I'm not going to comment, but you know it is. What do we do about it? Isn't that the $64,000 question? Isn't that the reason that you watch me? Because you want to know the answer. Not just the scare tactics. Not just all the, I'm going to blow your mind with this information, but you want to know, how do we solve it? Well, I'll tell you, Lone Wolf. Consciousness, meditation, affirmations, prayer, raising your consciousness. I think that is the fastest way to change. It's like a candle that lights another candle and another one. Because when you raise your consciousness, you're raising the consciousness of the entire system. And I know that sounds a little, hocus pocus, but let me say this too. You can also take physical action. I take physical action by making these videos and sharing the message. And that's my creative way of getting these ideas out there. Because let me tell you something. I'll always be on the side of good. And I will always be against the evil. I've come into this world a good person, and I'm going to leave a good person, and I'm going to fight the good fight against the system. And it takes a lot to come out here and do this. Because if I was to look for employment, somebody could see these videos and think I'm crazy. So I'm putting myself out there for the $5 a day I'm earning on YouTube, and it's perfectly worth it because I'm fighting the good fight. So use your mind, be a Jedi, and use physicality. Not in terms of violence. Violence is never the answer, right? Okay, let's continue on here. Come on now. Are you freaking kidding me? Next question. When are we all going to demand answers from our government? When are we going to unite and bring this country to a stop? They can't get us all, but they will take notice and understand who's in power. True, true. When are we all going to unite? Man, the way this country is divided with race, gender, socioeconomic status, everything. This country is not going to unite. I hate saying that, but I don't see it uniting. I see things getting worse. But what I do see hope for is if the oligarchy, if the elite becomes so powerful, then I think the masses are going to rise up against them. Because the middle class right now is getting crushed through inflation, through lack of jobs. By the way, it's not just AI taking your job. It's AI replacing you forever. Forever. So when are we going to rise up? Well, it's one of the reasons I'm making these videos, but it's going to require an awful lot. I'm typically optimistic, but on that one, somebody else says, maybe you're MK Ultra PSYOP? How would we know? You wouldn't know. Believe me, you wouldn't know. What do you think? Use your brain. Use your common sense. Do you think I'm trying to create a PSYOP here, or am I just trying to enlighten you on some information? All right, we're getting to the end here, guys, and I'm moving on to the final few questions. What if the Bible is true, and this is Satan's kingdom, and we are all being tested and fooled? Well, that could certainly be the case. I've talked many times on this channel before about the soul trap. I've had people on, whether you want to call them the demiurge, the archons, or Satan, or the Nephilim, or whatever, okay? There's some type of evil entity that has come over the earth. Call them reptilians, the Illuminati, the deep state, whatever. And they have caused a lot of misery and suffering. Why? Why is that the case? Well, I believe it was in Terminator 2, where the Terminator said, it is our nature to destroy ourselves. And once we get a large group of people together, meaning over 500, typically the strongest dominate and end up subverting the weak. And that is the evil. This is a grand game of light versus dark, good versus evil, and the evil is winning. I hope you're learning from today's videos, my friends. And I think that's really it. I don't know if there's anything else. There's one last question here. Incredible music. Is it AI assisted? I know it's your creation. I want the full version to download. Amazing. Please don't charge me too much because I'm on welfare or whatever. Don't worry, kind viewers. I'm not going to charge too much. It's just for the price of $99.95. I'm just kidding. What I was thinking about doing is taking my best tracks, and I have dozens and dozens of them, maybe the top 10 or 12, putting them together on an album, and then putting them on my Patreon, where for $10, you can go listen to it. That's less than what I paid at Tower Records 25 years ago for a CD. And you could support the channel. So it's a win-win for everybody. For you, for me, and for the system. How about it? I hope you enjoyed today's video. I really do. Looks like I got a text message. I'll share it with you. Someone says, I can't tell you that. But I do want to say this. If you want to see more thought-provoking videos, because I'm ready to go down the rabbit hole, I am so ready to present you with the most mind-blowing information. But we gotta overcome the YouTube shadow ban. Please like and subscribe. Type in Open Your Reality in search on YouTube to make sure that they know that you are looking for my videos. Otherwise, they're not going to show them to you. All right? And I'm putting out videos almost every day. So if you don't see my videos, just type in Open Your Reality. Don't forget that. And by the way, if you want to watch another awesome video from me, check this one out right here. I'm waiting. You can click it now. You want to wait? You want to? Okay, we'll chill. I'm chilling. Don't forget to subscribe if you want, but you got the video here. I'm just saying. It's a good video. It took me hours to make. You're not going to click it?